Helena Targaryen's tragic fate is foreshadowed by her prophecies about her brothers in House of the Dragon. Her visions, like Bran Stark's, hint at a connection to the three-eyed raven and a grim understanding of her own death. House of the Dragon changes details from Fire and Blood, altering the lead-up to Helena's devastating demise. The reveal of Helena Targaryen's prophecies about her brothers in House of the Dragon Season 2 final make her tragic upcoming death even more devastating. Like in Game of Thrones, it's to be expected that the majority of House of the Dragon's characters will die by the end of the Dance of the Dragons. Several important characters have already perished, with two major Targaryens already having their deaths directly predicted to them during House of the Dragon Season 2. Daemon, by Alice Rivers, and Aemond, by Helena. However, Helena's prophecy omits her own tragic fate, arriving shortly after Aemond's. With House of the Dragon Season 2's ending suggesting that Helena is connected to the three-eyed raven, the story of Alicent and Viserys' daughter becomes more upsetting. Seemingly like Game of Thrones' Bran Stark, Helena is able to quite vividly see present events as they occur, such as Aemond burning Aegon at Rook's Rest, as well as future events, such as Aemond's death and Aegon sitting on a wooden throne. While Helena doesn't disclose her own grim fate, the description of her death in George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood book hints she may already know how she dies. Helena Targaryen's prophecy hints she's already seen her own death. Of the tragedies that plague House Targaryen and House of the Dragon, Helena Targaryen's death stands out among the most devastating. Helena is seen as the most innocent of the major Targaryen players in the Dance of the Dragons, wishing no harm on teams green or black, yet she suffers gravely throughout the majority of the war. As such, it's extremely brutal that, according to Fire and Blood, Helena dies by suicide less than a year after Rhaenyra takes King's Landing and the Iron Throne. While the book's narrators include some rumors that Rhaenyra may have killed Helena or her followers manipulated Helena into taking her own life, the histories generally agree that Helena's death was by suicide. In Fire and Blood, Helena's mental health began to significantly decline after Blood and Cheese killed Prince Jaehaerys Targaryen, with the sources claiming that she refused to eat, bathe, and leave her room. Then, just a few days after Helena's warning about Aemond's death comes true, and he dies at the battle above the God's Eye, Helena dies by suicide at the Red Keep. Helena supposedly leaps from her bedroom window in Maegor's Holdfast and is fatally impaled by spikes below, leading to chaos in King's Landing as the small folk soon rebel against Team Black. While Helena's death was already extremely tragic in the book, her strong visions in House of the Dragon Season 2 make her future even worse. If she's seen Aemond's death and Aegon reclaiming the Iron Throne in the future, it's implied that Helena has also seen her own death. Therefore, Helena may see her death as fulfilling her prophecy and role in the greater story. House of the Dragon has already made changes to Helena's death in Fire and Blood. The idea that she may have seen her own demise would continue the changes House of the Dragon has already made to Helena's upcoming death. Fire and Blood indicated that Helena's death was influenced by her guilt over the deaths of her sons Jaehaerys and Maelor. However, House of the Dragon has seemingly cut Maelor, Helena, and Aegon's youngest child. In the book, Blood and Cheese forced Helena to choose which of her sons would die, and while she reluctantly chose Maelor, they beheaded Jaehaerys anyway. Helena was subsequently unable to face Maelor, driving her guilt prior to her death. Without Maelor being in the show, the build-up to Helena's death has already been changed from the book. Of course, it's important to remember when watching House of the Dragon that, unlike with Game of Thrones and Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire novels, Fire and Blood is written from the perspective of typically unreliable narrators. While certain events may appear differently in House of the Dragon than Fire and Blood, that doesn't necessarily mean they didn't happen. House of the Dragon has a show canon and a book canon, and Helena's death is one major instance in which they depart. Helena's stronger visions give a new meaning to her House of the Dragon death. Still, it seems that House of the Dragon Season 3 will generally maintain a key part of the lead-up to Helena's death, regardless of Malor's inclusion. Fire and Blood's narrators reveal that Helena is broken and mad at the end of her life, even being found locked inside of her bedchambers when Team Black takes King's Landing. While Helena's increasing mental health struggles were largely seen as being connected to Jaehaerys and Malor's deaths in the book, House of the Dragon hints her struggles may actually be related to her visions. When Alicent refuses to let Helena fly on Dreamfire with Aemond, she defends her choice by stating, "Who will she be if her mind is broken?" This line suggests that House of the Dragon will depict Helena as becoming more broken, confused, and cryptic as Season 3 progresses, but due to the intensity and weight of her visions rather than guilt over her son's deaths. Regardless, Helena's death in House of the Dragon will be among the show's most agonizing moments, giving her one of the saddest fates in the franchise. Taking place about 172 years before the events of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon tells the tale of the rise of the Targaryens, the only family of dragon lords to survive the doom of Valyria. The popular HBO spin-off show first starred Millie Alcock and Emily Carey as Rhaenyra Targaryen and Alicent Hightower before they were replaced by Emma Darcy and Olivia Cook, who play the older versions of the characters. Also starring in the series is Matt Smith, Prince Daemon Targaryen, and Paddy Considine as Rhaenyra's father, King Viserys Targaryen.